Icing can go and kick a goal here. He needs to. He'll need to now. They've intercepted it. Petty's got a hand on it. Norton realises the potential, but couldn't get there. And Langdon speeds away with the ball. It's a blindings Demons outfit in this second half. They have been superb, and for a rare occasion they retreat. And just wait a moment as Spargo, Pickett high, couldn't mark the ball. It'll almost go over the line. No Pickett able to regain it, and kicks it out of bounds in the full. And it's times like these with number 31 there. I know we've mentioned Barassi a lot, but he goes short and finds Langdon.
Yeah, it stayed in. It stayed in, and what about the gut running at Langdon?
I was just going to say, JB, I know we've mentioned Barassi a lot, but you think of Nathan Jones at a time like this, and Sean White and Robbie Flower and the Steins family, the Broadbridge family, and there's a whole host of others that you can't help feel for at the moment watching this.
Just inside the field of play, so Ed Langdon to make it 11 straight for the Demons and to give them a 48-point lead. You can't script any of this.
And as you see there, Ed Langdon in the back 50. Contest gets it out, runs and dashes, gives the ball off, and then all of a sudden you look up the other end of the field and have a guess who's taken the mark inside forward 50. You can understand why he laid down after he took the mark, composed himself, and went on to kick that goal. You talk about wingman, he's as hard a running wingman as you see in the game today. He just got rewarded for his hard work.
He's going to take on the tackler, got through with leg speed and just overdid it, wanted Shacky. Norton comes flying in, back there Rivers, and Langdon's pickup was superb. Sprints away with it, flicks it over the top. The D's are on the run again.
Taking their time off half-back now, they stop and prop. Soaking up a bit of time, the Demons. They're dancing. Spargo on the outer side with a high ball. Pickett hasn't been a factor, but he's going to get a medal the way things are going. Now he goes, Cozzy Pickett. Winds the ball to a forward option. It's Fritz, just marks inside the line. He's too far out to score. He goes now. He's got runners everywhere. It's just about party time for the D's, and Langdon takes a mark. Slides onto the ground.
I reckon he wants to have a shot.
He deliberately slipped over there so he could have a shot.
He had loose blokes in the corridor.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I like what he did.
Genius.
Very clever by Ed Langdon. He wants a grand final goal.
Looks like he's going around the corner.
If it's not already over, this will make it done. This will take it out to an 8-goal lead. Extraordinary, really. The Dogs led by 19 in the third term.
He's not great at set shots.
He plays on, does Langdon. Hooks it. That's your game right there. Melbourne, I say, are going to be premiers. Langdon's got his first. It's a 48-point margin. Oh, cue the champagne, Ducky boy.
Going out on a limb.
Martin looks from over the top to Johannesson. Johannesson from 45 confronted, steps inside the man coming towards him, gave a handball that was intended for Shacky, who's had no impact and he couldn't take it. Rivers did well, knocked it to Langdon and he's away.
Here's Langdon, wants to draw the man, handballs over the top, taken by Sparrow. He goes wide, Spargo will handball backwards and he does back to Sparrow, goes back to Spargo. In each of the super coaches team, he goes with a high ball. Oh, Pickett up high, couldn't mark, ball on the deck. He's got it at ground level though, Pickett. Being quiet, he broke the tackle. Dogs are almost done here, they're just, look to be, he's kicked wide, is that marked by Fritsch, right inside the field of play, it is, inches in. He clicks it over the top, Langdon run on. And the Dogs unfortunately have become what you would describe as a grand final rabble now.
They're cannon fodder.
They've effectively given up the ghost. There was Melbourne players running absolutely everywhere there inside forward 50.
It's not a bad job if you can get it to be have 3 extra forwards inside 50. You got the +1, the +2 and the +3 forwards. But they're working really hard, Cass, right to the very end.
So Langdon, who has kicked 12 goals on the year, been solid tonight. 12 touches, this will be his 13th touch. Comes around on the arc and it hits the goal. So everything they touch is turning to gold. And Melbourne are going to break their 47 million year premiership drought and win the 2021 premiership. 16-12, 108. They lead by 48 points. 9-6-60 for the Dogs. And Melbourne have 12 minutes and 20 seconds, Neildy, to enjoy the grand final.
Oh, and they will, Ben. They certainly will. How many consecutive goals have they kicked?
1,000.
1,000. So that puts them relatively well
I
in
think
front.
11. It's 11.
11 goals in a row. Well, good on you. They're playing some great footy.
The score was 9-5 to 5-10.
We talk about work rate. Langdon was the player who went back deep in the back 50 then to actually gather the loose ball in that same passage of play. He's the player that ends up marking it inside 50. They might be talented, the Demons, but they work extremely hard as well.
Who squeezed the hand pass away to Johannesson. He takes the extra couple of steps and ran himself into a dead end. Loose hand pass. Norton worked off it. Rivers was clever. He knocked it up to Langdon.
And suddenly it swings Melbourne's way. Emphatically too, although no rush in the end for Spargo. He just takes a little time out and worked a little 1-2 handball as he found some sort of framework ahead. It's the high ball. Pickett with a run up and the leap. Spoiled by McDonald. What are you doing, son? Pickett wins it anyway. Breaks clear. Kicks to half forward as Fritz as he marked it. There's the boundary umpire going to be the spoil sport. He's paid the mark. He had to pass and he wanted to go for his another goal from 50, but Langdon kept on running. He's run all day. He's run all night.
He has, and he started this one in the back pocket, and he's about to have a shot from the forward pocket. The running power, it's been so evident. It's part and parcel winning premierships if you take a line through the Tigers and the Demons. They play effectively the same game, and they're about to effectively win another premiership with that method.
So Ed Langdon, who played so much of his football here in Perth for Fremantle, he moved across to Melbourne, and he's kicked another one. It's 11 in a row. Unbelievable scenes for Melbourne. Everyone wants a piece of the action. 16-12, 108 to 9-6-60. Ed Langdon edged out. They can't miss now. Oh, and that is all on the Victoria Police scoreboard. Victoria Police, apply now.
Oh, he's amazing to watch live, Ed Langdon. I mean, Jared just said it. He started the back pocket. This is 12 minutes to go in the fourth term, so you can only imagine how many Ks he's done already. But he just was willing himself to keep running. It didn't end up. The ball movement stayed a little bit slower, but it was extraordinary. He started the chain off in the back half, and then by the time he marked the ball inside the forward 50, there was no one near him.
His hand pass to the top of the 50. Johannesson doesn't know where to go. Takes off, then hand passes further field. It's been turned over. Should have kicked it the first time. And Rivers taps it to the advantage of Langdon. They're out the Demons. Long hand pass in the direction of Sparrow. Now to Bowie. He just holds up the footy. Looks for someone to lead. Goes back by hand to Sparrow. Now to Spargo. Spargo decides to get it on the boot. Kicks it along the line. Pickett from behind. Climbing high. Couldn't hold on to the mark. He'll gather it though and turn on the Jets. Runs away. Kicks it up towards half forward. Fritz has taken it. Is it out of bounds? No. There's plenty of players inside 50. His kick inside 50 is good. Langdon takes the mark. He's exhausted and will pause while he gets up.
He was in the back pocket moments ago. Yeah. He sprinted down to half forward, hesitated for a while to just look at a contest nearby, and then he sprinted to the pocket. That's remarkable stuff.
But a lot of time you don't get rewarded for that, do you? And now he's just gone, all right, I'm having a shot. I'll take it upon myself. Incredible work rate.
He's a freeway runner. I watched him really closely in the prelim, running up and down so hard, and has then just called it then. Started in the back pocket, and now this for the icing on the cake.
Round the corner he goes. Kicks towards goal. Langdon scores. The Demons can't lose it from here. 16-12, 108. The Bulldogs 9-6-60. 48 points the margin, my friend.
Handball into space to Johannesson. Sidesteps his man. Straightens himself up. The handball missed. They are making mistakes that even the definition of mistakes haven't even covered. They are just running in numbers now, Melbourne, as the Dogs cough it up. Little handball that time then to Sparrow. Ball airs out on the wing. Little 1-2 battle taking place out there as the Spargo kick high. Cozzy Pickett flies high. Ball comes to the ground. Pickett will win it up. got around from Caleb Daniel on the boundary line. Magnificent kick if it stays alive. Bailey Fridge has kept it alive. He's too far out to score. They're everywhere, And Melbourne, it was either Viney or it was either Langdon, the latter marks. 30 metres out on a slide angle.
Started that play all the way in the back pocket, Langdon, and just kept running and providing overlap for the Melbourne side, who's just repeat out numbers on that far wing.
He tends to provide that, doesn't he? Other players have to win the ball for him, but when Melbourne started to win the ball, 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, now his run to link up is just overpowering.
12 minutes remain of playing time, Demons fans, but safely you can celebrate as Langdon round the body goals from 35 metres. It is so easy for the Demons now. When they near enough look cast, they have responded brilliantly.
They're far from an igniter here. Hand pass to Johannesson, who's through 50. A sidestep. Jason Johannesson feeds it forward. Well done, Petty. Got a hand in there for Melbourne. It's still inside 50, but it's been broken up. Rivers a superb tap. And storming away now is Langdon. He'll sweep a hand pass forward down the outer wing. The ball's fed forward by Sparrow, and coming to an immediate halt is Spargo, because he had nothing up ahead. He gives it back to Sparrow, who lifts it back to Charlie Spargo. Goes high and long along the outer side. Pickett flies. Got high. It didn't mark. He retrieves it at the ground, though, and keeps it in. Isaiah Pickett getting behind the defence, but wide is Fritsch. It's been paid a mark. I thought it was out of bounds on the full. They are out. Running on inside 50 is Langdon. He will stop because he lost his footing. He had teammates further afield. Petrarca and Viney were racing towards goal, but Langdon's lost his footing. He hasn't lost the footing. He's deep at left full forward.
It's actually quite smart to fall over and take your time, just so when you get that nice premiership DVD, you can go back and say, look, I've gone back and had a set shot.
This is for 11 in a row.
Staggering. Utterly staggering. We've just seen a replay, and he did well, actually. Fritsch just marked it inside the field of play. His body was outside, but he managed to keep his arms. He contorted his body to stay in play with the ball. Ed Langdon, the former Docker, made the move to the Demons. And she's happy about it right now. In the long sleeves, a grand final goal for Ed Langdon.
Handball away to Johannesson, who takes it, turns, puts on the afterburners, gets a handball on slightly further, and the D's arrive. They get there in numbers. Rivers slaps it out to Langdon. It's all coming up red and blue.
Langdon sweeps the hand pass to Sparrow. He'll move it short. Spargo with it. Goes back to Sparrow. To Spargo again. Steps away from Bailey Smith and throws the ball on the boot. Kicks down the southern wing. Pickett flew. Couldn't take the mark. Still a chance for the spectacular as he gathers and spins away from his opponent. Goes looking for Fritsch. And he marks right up against the boundary line at left half forward. There's Demons on. There's Demons everywhere. The kick is inside forward 50. It goes to Langdon, who marks. He had a choice of 3. And spotted the former Docker, who slid down to take the mark about 2 metres in from the boundary in the left forward pocket.
Just a wave of runners.
Wave of run, hey.
Out of halfback. So many options ahead of the ball, and I was hoping he was going to go one out to Gawn in the square.
Replay suggests the Fritsch mark may have been over the line as he marked it.
Tried the NFL style. Just
put his feet on the line, yeah. Langdon, he'll snap. Oh, it's a ridiculous finish. And it's fitting of the way that Melbourne have played in this second half. But he has kicked truly. Ed Langdon puts his name on the list of Demon goal kickers. It's a red and blue party in the West right now. 16-12, 108. The Bulldogs have stopped. They've scored one behind after quarter time. They're 9-6-60. 12 and a bit gone in the last.
Such a well-connected side, aren't they, Melbourne Demons? You can tell they've spent a lot of time working on their culture, working on an understanding and an accountability with each other. They just reflect that in the way they play. They help in defence. They run forward. They're just a really class united group.
Well, it was Langdon who started that in the back pocket, and then he finished up on the end of it, running all the way down the southern wing.